Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I'm really glad you're here. Today's date is Thursday, December 1st, 2022. And it's been over a week, but there is still buzz and chatter about Mr. T's dinner with the entertainer formerly known as Kanye West, now Ye, and his plus one, who was Nick Fuentes. This happened on the 22nd of November. And in between, we've discovered money laundering in the Ukraine. The CEO of that is still not charged officially with anything. There's, as far as the news goes, it's cricket, but we're still talking about a dinner that happened on the 22nd. So here's a little bit of the background, and here's one place you can read about it. Although CNN is still putting out things as of 12 hours ago about that dinner and how devastating that might be for Mr. T, okay? Now, Milo Yiannopoulos, I stopped watching him last year when he said some things that were kind of in favor of being minor attracted. And that he lost me with that. Apparently, he has been giving Yi some political advice because Yi is considering going into politics. And he takes credit for setting up the plus one situation with Nick Fuentes at that Mar-a-Lago dinner. Okay, well, first of all, as we reported here several weeks ago, Yi was responding to being banned on some social media platforms by buying Parler. It makes sense for him to have a meeting, since he's been speaking out against deep state politics and players, and he's going to be purchasing a social media platform to speak with someone else who owns a social media platform, because Mr. T has Truth Social. And I have a heart for Yi, I really do. I think he's trying to break free from some evil. I think he's been MK Ultra'd, and I don't think he's successfully shaken off all the shackles that came with that. He may never do it, but I wish him all the best. And obviously, deciding to take advice from someone that's had so much follow, other than getting his name consistently in the news, it doesn't shore up anybody's faith in him, anybody's esteem. I don't know. Now, Mr. T has a track record of being a gracious host. I even watched when he was running for president the first time at a gathering. He was seated beside HRC, and she stumbled getting up, and he reached out and helped her. He could have just let her fall. He didn't. So I've seen him time and again take the high road and be a gracious host. And when he showed up with his plus one, I'm sure he was vetted to some extent by the Secret Service, but he allowed the dinner to continue. Okay, maybe they didn't go into the topics he originally planned, but it was just a dinner, for heaven's sakes. It wasn't like they signed some kind of binding accords that are going to haunt us for 200 years. I think Mr. T decided to be a gracious host. And I think those people that hope to gain from what they perceive to be a political misstep have milked this baby to death. That's my personal thought on it. But what I'd like to do is just ask the cards tonight. Is there lasting fallout that Mr. T can expect from this dinner, where he unexpectedly brought a plus one who was very controversial? And is there any other information the universe wants us to know? You see, I keep seeing us getting impressed by someone like Yi, who's speaking out against the cabal, the deep state, who's breaking ties with them, and people are impressed. And then they do something like that stunt with the dinner, where it was a chance for him to make quite a different impression and maybe lay some groundwork for something really special down the road. Elon Musk bought Twitter. We were all excited because free speech seems to be coming back to Twitter. And now he's talking about how he's going to have neural implants ready in 6 months for people. Time and again, I see us getting excited about someone seeming to be using some common sense logic and conservative values all in a nice healthy mix. And then they come out with a little thing that makes you put the brakes on and go, well, wait a minute. I think it may be deliberate so that we don't invest too much of our regard, our hope, our free will into a specific person. And that includes Mr. T. So let's see what the universe has to say about this dinner. Is there going to be lasting fallout? And is there other information the universe wants us to know? One moment. Okay, Mr. T, do you have anything to worry about as far as political fallout? And is there other information the universe wants us to know? And turn the deck around. First card is Temperance. Then we have the Two of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Judgment, Three of Swords, Strength, King of Swords. Okay, it's interesting. Our question, the situation about that dinner, and is that going to have lasting fallout that Mr. T has to worry about? It's indicated by the Temperance card. And with the Temperance card, you're reviewing past choices, okay? And that tells me that Mr. T has spent some time thinking about that situation. That thought of mine is bolstered by the Two of Pentacles. Two options. He had two options that night. He could have canceled the dinner or been a gracious host, and he chose to be a gracious host to the unexpected +1. Okay. Now, in the past, the Mr. Fuentes and Milo thought they were really pulling something sneaky. Okay. They thought, but they're not getting away with nearly as much as they. I think it's going to end up harming them as far as building trust and a future of reliable, mature behavior and no stunts. They kind of lost the trust and that they might have built. And I know Milo really needs to reestablish himself politically, and he is trying to shake off his entertainment and deep state ties. And I don't think they made a good decision. They didn't get away with it as well as they thought. The Judgment card's coming up here. With the Judgment card, again, you review past experiences and things like that. So I don't think Mr. T is going to put himself in a position again. I think Yi may get a second chance, but I don't know that the other players are ever going to be invited and sitting at a round table of any sort with Mr. T. He's aware that the media and his political foes are trying to spin this and turning this dinner into something much, much more than it is. But as you can see, look for the near future. And those lies are going to continue. Okay? This is a card that talks of lies and to some extent, some heartache. Okay, but we have the Strength card saying that no matter what, he is very, very strong. And on the other side, we have the King of Swords, which is one of my major Mr. T cards, and the White Hat Alliance. And with that one, this is about truth. And it's funny because Mr. T owns Truth Social. This card also indicates some diplomacy, which he definitely employed here, even though he's not getting credit for it. And he can be very impartial and slightly detached, really good with contractual matters. So again, it was a dinner. It wasn't peace accords or something like that. Let's see if there's some other information that the universe wants us to know. Like I said, Mr. T is not happy about the fallout and what have you, but I don't think it caught him by surprise at this point. Anytime his political foes and the media turns on him, he expects it at this point. Page of Pentacles is showing up. With the page, He's a reliability, worthwhile effort card. Okay, so I think Mr. T is realizing that taking the high road, whether he gets credit or not, is always worth it. The Empress is showing up. This is our 1, 2, 3, 4th major arcana. Mr. T is definitely a person that the universe has a lot of views about and love for. The Empress shows up and she is just a loving maternal energy. I imagine Mr. T's wife has been just advising him to let it go. It was one dinner, it'll get its round of the news, and you know they're doing it because they want you to look here, not there. Okay. So he's doing okay. He is doing okay. Page of Wands, another page showing up. Again, those are good high energy cards. With the Page of Wands, he's indicating some cautious optimism. And he's one of my little unofficial white hat cards because he actually literally is wearing a white hat. And then we have a card, a beautiful card here, kind of ending up the spread with the 6 of Cups. Our first cups for the whole thing. Cups are about emotions. And this card is about love, sibling love, and reconciliation. So I think at some point, Mr. T will be willing to reconcile with you and meet with him again, maybe about matters concerning social media, things like that. I don't know about the other two. I think that this was the only way that Nick Fuentes was ever going to step foot in Mar-a-Lago other than as a paying customer, but actually have some time with Mr. T. And I think it was an opportunity that he should have passed up on. I don't think it's going to do him any good. He's controversial, to put it mildly, and he does not speak for the vast majority of people who have conservative values and outlook. So anyway, Mr. T is not going to have lasting. He's had some second thoughts about doing that. He has been blessed with some spouse comforting and helping him look past it and keep on taking the high road, but no lasting fallout. And those of us that are hearing this, first of all, he's had a lot of meals since the 22nd of November. I'm tired of hearing about this dinner. I don't know about the rest of you. And I keep thinking, okay, media, what are you trying not to report on that you're still focusing on that? I hope you do too, because part of this journey we're on is learning to use our discernment. And I think one of the reasons that we get these people that, like I said, that do things, you know, like Elon Musk, he was getting really high in people's regard, and then he comes out with something about AI and transhumanism. And we're just being told, well, put the brakes on, appreciate the good, notice the good, but don't overly invest in any one person. I think that's great advice. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. And I hope that you feel like it's time well spent. It was fun for me to make this video. I enjoy making all of them for you. And until next time, I send you love and light and wish you all good things, including an abundance of discernment and a growing ability to manifest the world we deserve and want. Good night.